We're rolling into week 4, and we're looking at the waiver wire at the running back position. I'm going to say it's not too grand, but there are some players to pull off the waiver wire this week, and you might have some different players than what we're seeing in a lot of leagues right now. But we're going to go over a big batch of players to look at. You look at who's available, you look at who's on the list, and you look at the advanced analytics to see who you want off the waiver wire. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now, because we're talking about the waiver wire all day long today, tomorrow, the next day. We're doing deep dives on these players with the You Need series, and we're also going to use these videos later in the week to help you set your lineups. Click that button, stop missing out. But the number one trending running back on the waiver wire this week is Bucky Irving, and he's been trending for a few weeks now. And like I said, he's going to be starting to take more of the workload, and it's week by week, and it's happening pretty quickly. Last week, we saw him bust out some big runs, eat in some of that opportunity share. Still just a 35.3 opportunity share, but it felt bigger. It felt bigger than that. He got 3 targets in this game, 9 carries, got some work, and they're saying they're going to keep splitting the duties, and it looks like Bucky Irving's just carving out that rock each week, just making more of this offense, and Rachaad White is starting to lose some of those touches. As we get deeper into the season, Bucky Irving might be the guy you need to pay attention to this backfield. Right now, he's a handcuff plus, and it's a big plus to that. It's written in bold. He's getting opportunity. Cam Akers did not do well for fantasy football last week. However, if Joe Mixon is out, Dameon Pierce is out, he's going to be getting opportunity share. 66.7% opportunity share. That means touches. The game script did not go well for the Texans. They did not need to run the football. They had to throw it. They had some interceptions early. They were playing from behind, and that's how the cookie crumbles. They got Jacksonville in week 4. They got Jacksonville on a short week. They might be able to air it out. They might be able to run the ball some more. And that being said, Cam Akers might get more opportunity to run the ball and score fantasy production. And plus, you might be in a situation where you're chasing opportunity share anyways, getting those touches and targets. Because if a running back's getting touches, that means there's potential they can score fantasy points, whether they're good or not. And that being said, if Mixon is out, if Pierce is out, Cam Akers is the least going to get touches. Cordarrelle Patterson. And we mentioned this early in the offseason that he could be a sneaky guy here and there for the season. Najee Harris nursing an arm injury. Jaylen Warren getting an MRI. He might be the back. He might be the back. And he's good in the passing game. He has experience with Arthur Smith's offense. He can be used out in the slots. He can be used as a running back. He's got speed to burn. Still, even at this older age, he's a guy to pay attention to. He got a 25% opportunity share last week, so he was getting touches. And this is a player that just randomly goes off and on throughout his career. The fact that he's still playing at 33 years old is a testament that this guy's got some gusto. Not a top-end player, but a guy that just shows up randomly for fantasy here and there, off and on throughout his career. Braelon Allen. I can't believe I'm saying his name again on a waiver wire video, but he's getting work. He's getting opportunity. He's behind Breece Hall, and he is on the waivers in a lot of leagues still, per the percentages. Breece Hall is a guy who's getting a lot of touches, and if he goes down, Braelon Allen's going to be the guy. He's a handcuff plus because he's able to get you production while being a handcuff. A guy to be rostered in all leagues. He needs rostered right now. He should be rostered in your league, and if you follow my channel, more than likely he is. More than likely he is. And Tyrone Tracy is a rookie running back to pay attention to. He's starting to get some work. He's got some pop in his step. Very good coming out of Purdue. A late round pick that we've been paying attention to all training camp and preseason long. And a guy that could emerge midway through the season. Rico Dowdle's getting workload and opportunity, but this Dallas offense is so ho-hum. But we're going to get in some shootouts. We're going to get in some matchups where the Dallas Cowboys are just going to be able to move the football. It's going to be high scoring, and they're going to use their running backs a little bit more. And we got the Giants coming up. There could be some games where Dowdle scores for you, still sharing touches with Ezekiel Elliott. When it comes to him as a back on my roster, I'm ho-hum with it. Emanuel Wilson is a handcuffed running back to roster that a lot of people are not thinking about, because whenever he's getting an opportunity for touches, he does well. He plays well. He's efficient. He's good between the tackles. Marshawn Lloyd's banged up. Josh Jacobs is getting a lot of workload. Jordan Love's coming back sooner than later. Something happens to Josh Jacobs. He is an older running back. You got Emanuel Wilson. If I got Josh Jacobs in an open spot, Emanuel Wilson would be a great handcuff, because I think he's going to be productive if something happens to Jacobs. I think he could be a league winner down the stretch. This is a good offense. The running backs do well in this offense. Wilson's looking good between the tackles and making guys miss. I think Wilson is a sneaky play. Alexander Mattison gets work in the passing game. I don't like these Raiders running backs. I think Zamir White will have a few good games when the Raiders are in good matchups for him, but those are going to be few and far between. I think Alexander Mattison is going to have weird workloads off and on throughout the season where he looks like he's going to be fantasy relevant, and then there's going to be games where he's not, but he is getting work in the passing game. Ty Chandler is shot out of a cannon. He's got 4.3 speed. Something happens to Aaron Jones, you're going to want him, and this offense is moving the ball. Sam Darnold's doing good. Justin Jefferson keeping things electric. You want this on your team as a handcuff, especially if you got Aaron Jones and you want to get him and have him stashed just in case something does happen to Aaron Jones, because the price will go through the roof and he will be getting a bunch of unique videos if that happens. He'll be the top guy on the waiver wire and everything else. Samaje Perine, just in case the workload changes for him. He is used in the passing game. He did see 4 targets in this matchup and a 30.3% opportunity share. We saw Carson Steele getting the bulk of the workload, but he is still getting used in the passing game. But he is sharing the backfield with Kareem Hunt soon, who got picked up last week, who might get elevated to the active roster sooner than later. He's good in the passing game. He can shred it between the tackles a little bit. Not the upside of what we saw back in 2017, but still good enough to get the job done in this offense, and might be fantasy valuable, because if you're on the Chiefs, you got that potential. Antonio Gibson is getting workload even in a bad matchup. We saw a snap share increase, got a 50% opportunity share, more than Ramondre Stevenson. They were playing from behind. They used Gibson a little bit more because he's better in the passing game. Ran 7 routes though, but it was a 30.4% route participation rate, got 3 targets. Antonio Gibson is a huge handcuff, because if Ramondre Stevenson goes down, he's getting 20 touches a game. He's getting work in a passing game. Khalil Herbert's got burst upside. Swift has been sucking. Swift might lose more touches. He's averaging like 1 to 2 yards per carry. Khalil Herbert's got a lot of pop in the step, but Roschon Johnson's getting work in the passing game. Between the two, Roschon Johnson, considering he's getting work in the pass game, is a good guy to get, but Khalil Herbert's got a history in this offense and can be explosive and burst. Really, it's the Bears, and these running backs are not going to get a lot of checkdowns, and they're going to try and push it downfield, and they're going to be in weird game scripts. I look for the Bears running backs to be lottery tickets that are likely going to bust on you week in and week out going forward. But don't forget about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's going to be available to come back here in a few weeks. And if you're excited about Kareem Hunt and he comes back, you should be just as excited for him. Even though he hasn't been that great over the last few years, he's still running back for the Chiefs. The competition isn't that grand. He could come back healthy, good to go, and really get some work in this offense. Dameon Pierce, just in case he comes back this week, he could muddy the waters for the Texans if Joe Mixon is out and Cam Akers is the only back available. But if Pierce is back, he will get opportunities. Right now, though, you're watching the injury reports. Don't pick them up just yet. Ray Davis, he scored a touchdown last night, looking good. Ty Johnson's got the speed. He scored a touchdown last night as well. Ray Davis is a premier handcuff right now. James Cook, if he gets hurt, Ray Davis is going to jump in value. Isaac Guerendo is getting work. He is the cuff right now to Jordan Mason. He's got 4.3 speed, getting almost a 20% opportunity share, had 5 carries. He's getting work in a weird matchup last week against the Rams, but he has the potential to score from anywhere on the field. This is this week's batch of running backs for the waiver wire. You might have somebody else on your waiver wire. Somebody might have got dropped. Pay attention to what your league mates are doing, because people are going to catch FOMO and drop guys they shouldn't drop. Pay attention to that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.